Hi, folks. You're with Tacitus today. Tacitus today at your Pushback channel. And thank you for joining this audio live stream. In this essay, I'd like to talk about what I see as a very dark day for jurisprudence in the Western world, the indictment of President Trump. Now, I guess we were warned that this possibility was in the works. I was rather hoping that it wouldn't happen, not for whether Mr. Trump's President Trump's innocent or not, or guilty or not, or whether the charges are fabricated or not, but more for the issue of Western jurisprudence, which is just disappearing down the toilet, down the drain, as every day goes by. The justice system and every other part of government, Western government, is being taken over by the globalists as they undermined, perverted, subverted by the globalists as they want to cut off any possible escape route for the Western populations to choose an alternative to globalization and to be able to in any way express that desire for an alternative, or indeed even express the alternative. So it's I don't know if you've heard of the police thing, kettling, where they try and move a crowd into the central square, and they block off all the roads around it. This is in effect what the globalists are doing. They're just cutting off every escape route for the Western populace. Now, they know the Western population doesn't want globalization, so they have to. The only way to get globalization firmly installed and in place is to prevent any other option of getting in play. Now, the biggest threat to the globalists, in terms of brand, in terms of the being able to galvanize the population and energize the population, is Donald Trump. He is the biggest threat to the globalists. Not that there aren't other threats, but in my view, at least, Ron DeSantis, who I think has done an excellent job in Florida, he can't energize a crowd in the way that Trump can. And so Trump's got that. He's got the anti-globalist policies. He's got the pro-nationalist American policies, and he can energize a crowd, and he can win elections. And so they're scared shitless, so they have to take him out. So this Alvin Bragg's a bum. He's not a decision maker or anything like that. He's a two-bit bum, controlled by Soros and the globalists, and he's just doing what he's told. They've told him, do this, Alvin. He goes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, master. And he just goes off and does it. Now, there's been gushing coverage about Alvin Bragg by the leftist and the globalist journals. Not only is he a genius, but he's a tireless. He's fought all his life tirelessly for justice, and he's fighting back against Nazis, fascists, and he's got this gushing coverage that he's a fucking legal troubadour. And when the reality is he's a bum, a two-bit fucking bum, in my opinion. So Bragg's part of this wider globalist strategy. How do we neutralize Trump? Now, they've got a few problems, the globalists. The economy's not looking pretty good and won't be in particularly good shape when the next presidential election comes on. What happened in the last election and the various creativities, shall we say, that got the result the globalists wanted, it's so much harder to play that same card again. They probably could do it and just shoot and kill anyone that disagrees with it, doesn't like it. And part of the January 6th thing is, we will do whatever we want with the electoral process. And if you say one word about it, we'll put you in prison indefinitely. Fuck habeas corpus. Fuck the law. Fuck evidence. We will just put you in prison, and that'll be the end of it. Solitary confinement. We can do whatever we want to you. Now, again, this comes back to the perversion of the legal system. Now, no one's really fighting back against this. The Republicans, many of whom are globalists as well, of course, they're not really fighting back. There's a handful that are, but the justice system has been, over the last 20 odd years, has been, even longer actually, has been completely politicized. starting in things like divorce courts and specialist rape courts and so on. But this idea of social engineering comes social equity has come in now, and it's pretty much in all courts, including criminal courts now. And we see activists like Bragg are treating the courts as socio-political clearinghouses and not places where facts and evidence are presented, or if they are presented, that they have any relevance to the outcome. Now, my sort of take is what the Democrats are doing. Say, well, their position is going to be pretty weak. If Trump can run, then he's got a very good chance of winning. The creativities that they tried in 2020, they probably couldn't get away with again, or certainly not on a sufficient scale to overcome a landslide sort of determination of the people in a particular direction. So my assessment is this: as they strategize, what can we do to neutralize Trump? Now, bear in mind, these are people, the globalists, who have the power to just install a prime minister of their choice in Great Britain. No vote. No one's voted for the guy, just to install him, to install the person of their choice in Scotland, to install the person of their choice in Ireland, to install the person of their choice in Germany, and the list just goes on. So they've got that power to do that. So let's not pretend that they just don't have the clout or the power or the reach to do these things they do. Now, what I think they're going to do is they'll set up a series of rolling indictments on Trump. That they'll just, they'll throw an indictment. When that falls over, they'll then go straight to the next one, a bit like they did on those impeachment. They'll just try and keep him on the back foot, constantly keeping him in the news that he's being arrested, he's being indicted. All the talking heads talking, oh, the crimes are the crimes. I mean, they'll all be bullshit, fabricated crimes, but it doesn't matter. That there'll just be a constant barrage of this, and they're just going to hope that it wears him down or wears the public down. Now, they run the risk where it could have the reverse. People like myself and many others can say, hold on a minute. You're not playing by the rules. You can't beat the guy, so you're trying to take him out. And using the organs and the power of the state to do it, as in politicizing justice, politicizing courts, and so on. I think what they want is, they want the photographs of the mugshot stuff, so they can run that on the media. That'll be an absolute must. That'll be the top of their agenda. That hopefully they can do a handcuffs perp walk thing. Hopefully they can do that. That'll be their next thing. And I think if they can keep on sort of dragging him into the jail cells or something like that, then it'll be on the table somewhere to Jeffrey Epstein, and that'll be one that they would sort of keep in the back of their minds to the last resort. But I think this is the level of desperation that they're at now, that they will do anything, commit any crime, turn over any law in order to get him. And this is, regardless of what you may or may not think about Donald Trump, this is an outrageous abuse of power. And this just shows you how far the legal system and the standards of jurisprudence in the West and the United States in this instance, but all over the West, the extent to which the standards of jurisprudence have just sort of disappeared into the ether. And that's a greater trade. I mean, centuries upon centuries of developing this jurisprudence, and it's all being thrown away. And by the way, when the globalists are in charge, fully and absolutely and totally in charge, there won't be any need for a justice system. And it'll all be social, arbitrary, population control type shit. And so the legal system they're destroying is because it is of no use to them, and we need to understand that. You've been a Tacitus today at your Pushback channel. Thank you for listening.